Hi, this is Eric Graham, the Conversion Doctor, and I want to record you a quick video here titled Jobs Are Filthy Habits That You Should Kick as Soon as Possible. But before I get into the meat of the video, I want to warn you that this is going to offend some people. I'm going to piss some people off by some of the things I say in this video. Now, I'll tell you more about that in a second, but first I want to explain why I'm dressed the way I'm dressed. You see, if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that usually when I record a video like this, I'm wearing a nice shirt, sometimes even a jacket and tie. It all depends on the topic that I'm recording the video about. Well, since this video is about getting rid of your job and kind of living that dream internet marketing lifestyle, guess what? I didn't dress up at all. This is the way I dress on a normal everyday basis when I work, because I work from home, so I'll hop out of bed, kind of do my morning routine, and then come into the office like this. I'll wear sweatpants, sometimes pajama pants or pajama bottoms, and I'll usually throw on a t-shirt. Got a hat on right now because I'm on the video, and well, the reason I'm wearing the hat is because I didn't comb my hair this morning. Took a shower last night. Now, I do bathe every day and brush my teeth and stuff like that, but took a shower last night, went to bed with my hair kind of damp, and so anytime I do that, if I'm going to leave the house or, you know, go to the movies or something like that, which is great to do in the middle of the day, it's one of the things I love about having my freedom is go to the movies in the middle of the day, there's nobody there. Usually it's just me and my wife in the theater, maybe one or two other people, usually senior citizens or retired people. Can go to restaurants at, you know, off hours and just avoid the crowds so you can get errands done during the day. It's a great thing about being your own boss and having that freedom and control over your time. But I'll throw the hat on usually because I just don't want to bother combing my hair. If you see here, there's a little scruff going on. It's because sometimes I'll go a couple days without shaving. Usually I'll shave if I've got to, you know, go out in public or something like that, or once a week when we go to church, or when it gets just so scruffy and scratchy and itchy, my wife starts complaining, you know, then I'll shave. But I don't have a boss. I don't have a job to go to, so I don't need to do much of any of that on a day-to-day basis. So rather than getting all dressed up for this video, I thought I'd just give you kind of a peek into the lifestyle that I live. This is how I come to work every day, so this is how I'm going to shoot this video. Now, like I mentioned, this video is going to anger some people, okay? And the reason it's going to anger some people is because I'm going to be talking about three topics that are pretty sensitive for a lot of people. They're basically the three topics that your mother told you never to talk to strangers about, and that is religion, politics, and money, okay? And so if you get offended by any of those topics, particularly the political stuff I'm probably going to be talking about, then you might want to just, you know, leave this video now. Just click the back button, leave the page, don't watch this video because it's going to piss you off. Especially if you look at this t-shirt here, it says, America, we don't redistribute wealth, we earn it. So if that phrase pisses you off, that's kind of a flag into the angle that this is going to take politically in some of the areas. So if not redistributing wealth and actually earning wealth angers you a little bit or is contrary to your political ideology, go ahead and leave. This video is not for you. So that means if you're a whiner or a complainer or a socialist, atheist, communist, liberal, or anyone else who refuses to take personal responsibility for your own success or wants a employer or some government agency to take care of you or give you job security, then you better leave now before I really, really make your blood boil. Are you still with me? Good, let's get started. Now, as somebody who's been happily unemployable for the better part of a decade now, it just breaks my heart when I see many, you know, good, honest, hardworking men and women. They spend the most productive years of their lives running around like some rat in a cage, working as slaves in some soul-crushing dead-end job. I mean, they work 40 to 60 or even more hours every week. They do this day in and day out for like 40 plus years. And in most cases, every single dime they ever earn in their entire lifetime just kind of simply slips through their fingers, being paid out to the government or mortgage companies, credit card companies, and just for the basic necessities of food and shelter and clothing. And so they, at the end of their working lives, after putting in all of that time and effort for their employers and for the government and creditors, 98% of themselves find themselves broke with just nothing to show for it at the end of an entire lifetime of all of that effort and struggle. Somewhere along the line, the American dream kind of got hijacked. The American dream became getting a good job that pays enough money to be able to scrape together a down payment to buy your own home. I mean, that's what the American dream means to a lot of people nowadays. But guess what? Most of the people with those good jobs that think they own their own home, well, guess what? They're simply slaves or indentured servants who serve their bosses or their mortgage companies and the IRS. They're like, most modern slaves. They foolishly spend and borrow more than their masters pay them and the government allows them to keep. And even if they think they own their own home, let's say they work at that good job, scrape together that down payment, and buy that house, well, guess what? They don't own that home. In reality, the bank and the government owns that home. Okay, so their American dream job simply allows them to scrape together a small down payment, barely qualify for a mortgage or a loan that they probably can't afford in the first place, for the privilege of renting their home from the bank. Does this sound familiar? I mean, and even for those of us who, we don't have mortgages, at the end of the day, we're still simply renting our homes from the government. I mean, think about it. In the country club community that I live in, some of my neighbors pay as much as $24,000 per year or even more on property tax on their home. So even if they own their home free and clear of any mortgage, they're still just basically renting it from the government for $2,000 a month. Okay, because even if they've got $2 million in equity, let's say in that home, if they stopped paying their $2,000 a month or $24,000 a year to the local government, it wouldn't take very long for them to discover who really owns that home, because they're going to get a knock at the door from the sheriff kicking them out of their $2 million house. So I'm sorry, but having a good job that pays enough to be able to afford to buy your own home, that is not the American dream. It's actually a deliberately crafted and cleverly packaged lie. Historically, the real American dream used to be... This video is continued in part 2. Subscribe to my YouTube channel or simply visit crdoc.me/jobs to view the full video right now.